I'm Christy with Unite.
And I'm Chris with Unite, and today we're going to share a little more of the interview we did with our partners and clients at Baldwin Wallace.
And they're going to talk with us more about what does corporate engagement efforts look like now at Baldwin Wallace, as well as implementing the Unite process.
What were some of the challenges that you initially faced at Baldwin Wallace with executing this new office?
Well, as I said earlier, doing corporate engagement wasn't new to BW. We have a wonderful community here. Our faculty and staff colleagues are incredible. And when external folks were reaching out to the university for a need, we could trust that our colleagues were serving those needs really well and effectively. I think the challenge was we didn't exactly know what was happening across the university, right? So we might have a company calling a particular area on campus, their needs were being met and served, and then they would move on to another department for something. And so they were sort of doing it in all these different ways, but it wasn't coordinated. And so the purpose of this office was really to create a front door to the university, to make it better for business to engage with BW, make it easier for our clients to engage across the university, and for us to be providing that service, not trying to figure it out for themselves. So though BW is small and nimble, flexible, friendly, easy to work with, it still is hard to navigate an institution if you're not internal, right? So I think that was probably the challenge, is making it better for the folks that we serve, and then improving the communication among all of us who are serving external clients so that we could work in a more coordinated way. And that's easy to do when your intentions are good and you're serving them to the best of your ability anyway. It's a matter of sort of putting a bow around it and saying, here's how we can collectively make it the experience better.
Where are you now? What have been some of the successes, wins with implementing some of the things that we worked on together?
One thing that I remember learning from Unite was absolutely about being transparent and getting the people in the room and having them know that everybody's included and you're not going to leave somebody out, even if maybe you have a relationship with them that is not the level that you want it to be. But including those people in the room and being transparent about everything. I loved what Unite gave us as far as the templates to use with the different organizations they were working with, because it gave us a process. And so one of the clients that was a surprise to us when we first started is a client that we've worked with in the past. And maybe there wasn't always follow through, and we got to the actual stages of having a proposal and having a project go through. And what was really surprising to us is that this client came through as soon as we finished up our whole engagement with Unite. And we have had 3 successful projects with this client now. And some of it is just the people that are in the room, but a lot of it is the process that Unite gave us and what our role is as corporate and organizational engagement, how to facilitate that relationship. And like I said, it's been great that we had this one client that in the past we couldn't just quite get there with them. And now we've had 3 successful projects in less than 3 months with that client. Has been amazing. And there's another client that we've moved forward with. We had a successful event with them. And these are clients before that, we would start a process with, but maybe there was something along the way where we got held up or there wasn't just that quite follow through. And so that's been, I would say, the bulk of our wins since we started. And then we have several in the pipeline, probably about 3 to 4 other clients that are in the pipeline right now that we're moving forward. And we just have this process to work with that Unite gave us. And it just gives us a lot of tips and tricks on how to make things successful.
Right. Can you talk a little bit about how Unite has helped build some of the internal alignment around the mission of this office, and how that might have impacted your internal teams and helped you move forward?
Part of it was visuals with the data collection.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say that part, because with the data collection across campus and being able to see it in black and white with the portfolio report that you helped us put together, and looking at the companies that are already highly engaged with us, and then the companies that were moving up the pipeline, for them to see that visual, they were astonished. They were astonished at what companies were at the higher end of. It was a balance of us working with them and they're not, pulling us too much in one direction. And then everybody else was coming up that pipeline. They were just in awe of that visual picture. So that, I think that, and then it just brought them more together and thinking we're all in this together and how can I help? And that just brought more alignment across the campus in general.
Yep, I agree. And I would say, as I needed just a second to think about that, because I think about how we did corporate engagement before, and I'm trying to think about how we do it now. And, it's like you renovate your house and you can't remember what it was like before because you just love the way that it is, right? I kind of love the way that it's going right now, and it's hard to remember the way it was before. But I think one of the things that we did as an institution, I'm sure other schools do this too, is that when a client calls and they have a need and you're beginning to scope that need, you think it's important to bring every single person in the room who might be able to help that client or partner at that moment. So as a result, there may be like 2 people from that company and like 12 of us, and we're all trying to figure out what they need and how we can help. And again, intentions are really good, but then nothing really happens. I think one of the ways we've created alignment is that we've scaled that process way back. So with using your process, we feel more comfortable now saying the call comes in perhaps to corporate engagement, or it may start somewhere else and come to corporate engagement. I may be directly involved and identify a person who can be my partner in that early conversation. We have those conversations following the process to a certain point, and then we build the appropriate engagement team. And I think that's where alignment is happening, because we're bringing the right people together at the right time. We're not overwhelming folks on either side, and people don't feel left out if there's just 2 of us in that early conversation. They trust that we have a process. This is the process. Lacey and Christy and perhaps somebody else will have those early conversations, and then we will be brought in as we're needed. And Lacey and Christy aren't going to take over those relationships. They're all of ours together, right? And I think that has created a lot of alignment and just built on the trust that already existed in this university. Again, it works well because you have the right people. That was not hard for us at all, but having a process that people understand and can get behind has helped us align. And I think why, when Christy says we've done 3 engagements with one particular client, I think that's why we were able to move those things together, right? Because it's like, for this particular part of the engagement, they need these few people and these 3 areas of expertise. And then it's out and we've got the new one engaged, and then the next. And so everybody feels included in part of the process, and they understand it as well. And I think that has really helped with alignment.
And so I love what Lacey talked about, where showing up to meetings before with a ton of people, and now that they actually have those roles that they play. Chris and I always affectionately called this the clown car, where a small car would roll up and a bunch of people would fall out at a different meeting.
Right. So not everybody needs to be involved with every meeting with a company. And the process that Unite has brought to Baldwin Wallace has let them expand their bandwidth by not having everyone involved and showing where these people in the ecosystem, what roles they actually play, and bringing them in when needed. So saving a lot of time.
So if you'd like to learn more about Unite, you can check out our website at www.unitecorporateengagement.com.